It's crazy to think that before we know it, we will be in 2023 and we will have a whole new slate of Marvel Studios films that were just recently announced, and they will be right around the corner. We will have casts and we will have some idea of what the future of the MCU holds. So let's talk about the films coming out in 2023. So when it came to that recent Disney investors call, they of course dropped a lot of info of what's coming in the next 3 years. Very rarely during that entire presentation for all of Disney did they talk about anything beyond 2023. There was a few exceptions, of course, like Pixar things, but most of the Marvel and Star Wars stuff that we care about was all what we're getting in the next 2 years. And with that came the announcement of multiple movies that are coming out in 2023, because those films are the ones that are going to start production after the films with release dates and the films ending in 2022 are already out there. So in 23, by the look of it, with the Disney investors calls, files that were sent out and published, it looks like we can expect at least Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Fantastic Four. Now, this isn't to say that this is going to be the only films we can expect, because there's always the possibility Deadpool could be added to this if it jumps ahead of where it currently is, but this is for right now what they wanted to talk about and let people know. So if you really think about it, Fantastic Four is just under 2 years away, which, if I put it like that, many of us start to realize that this thing and the first details on this thing are literally going to be with us in the next 6 to 9 months. We will start hearing details, castings, locations, and all of that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we know that's going to shoot with the idea that the holiday special is shooting alongside and right before it, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will be shooting in early 2021, but if they decide to take a bigger, more budget approach to it and hold it back just a little bit to release it in early 2023, that also would make enough sense, because you want that to be the big film that sort of leads into this new, I guess, seismic shift in the MCU that's going to occur with the likes of the Fantastic Four and what Reed Richards brings to the table alone. Now, when you start thinking about it, you go, well, okay, they're back on it, 3 MCU films a year, that's really not that bad. Although, you have to think about Sony. If they decide to renew and re-up their Marvel renegotiations, and they decide 2023 is another year where a Spider-Man film would be due in that 2-year turnaround, barred no other giant delays happen, like what happened this year that put everything off. And you have to also consider that regardless of any partnership, Sony will want to get working on their Spider-Man films and put it out by then, because it keeps that quick turnaround rate, and we don't know what they're thinking and what they have to put out with all these delays and how it ties into Venom and everything, and all the other rumors we heard about their other films. So you're probably looking at least 3 to 5 films in that year, plus all the Disney Plus shows which have yet to be announced for 2023.